Hey everyone, it's Lindsay, and today we're going to talk about how to be absolutely sure you know your audience's needs. So last week I talked about how when I first left my corporate job and I started my business, I thought that I knew everything and basically totally failed. That what I'd previously used to help me with my success didn't work in the entrepreneurship world, that it was a totally different place to be. And I was frustrated, I was lost, and I even started to second guess my ability to do what I wanted to do. In this vlog, I'm going to talk about why it's so much more important to get to know your customer and to get to know them versus them getting to know you. So here's the next part of my story. I started to talk to people and started to learn more about what they wanted. But in the meantime, I was really forcing my business. I'd come up with new lead magnet after new lead magnet, throw, this and that up in the air and hoping that somebody would catch it. I was in this constant pressure to create the next thing that was going to work. In fact, it was like I was getting so stressed out by trying to create so much stuff. I was literally like forcing my business. No wonder people weren't interested, because I was just trying to force it all, and I'm sure that didn't come off very well to my potential audience. But this forcing was because I was so overwhelmed that what I wanted wasn't working and I didn't know what to do. And the only thing that I thought I could do was work harder, try harder, and do the next thing. And eventually something had to work. But that's really not the case. And sometimes it doesn't matter how well you work. If you aren't working in a smart way, it's never going to work. And that was a big piece of humble pie that I had to learn. That for once, it wasn't going to be how hard I worked. It was going to be how smart I worked. And that I had to take everything that I knew and basically clean the table and start from scratch with my audience. So it's funny, a reflection of my business was kind of going back to my website. I launched a website that I had created myself, and to be honest, I thought it was really cool. I love making websites. It's a great hobby of mine. And on this particular page, I had my services. And there was just like this giant list of things that I could do for people. And it's like, no wonder why everyone was so confused. Because while it may look like Lindsay is the Jill of all trades and there's all these things she can do, I wasn't specifically talking to anybody. It was just like this smorgasbord of stuff, and there was just no detail and no specifics around who it was for and how it could actually help them. And when you're in the digital business world and there's so much information coming at people, if you're not specific, you're not going to stand out. And that's exactly where I was. So going back to my assumptions, everything that I did, I was assuming. I was taking all the information that I had learned in the past 12 years of my corporate life, how to create training, what I thought people needed, where I struggled, where I wanted to share, and just assuming that this was what people needed. And that just wasn't the case. I know that if I'm watching a commercial and I'm talking to somebody like a salesperson and they're saying, you need this and you need that, I get really turned off by it. And this is exactly what I was doing to my audience. So regardless of what certifications you have, even though I have, a master's degree, I'm a certified behavior analyst, I'm a Six Sigma green belt, I'm a certified professional knowledge manager, none of that matters. I had to start from scratch. I had to take everything off the table, all of my experience, and as hard as this was, I had to start from scratch and I had to get on the phone and start talking to my customers. And not even me talking to them, letting them talk to me and telling me what they wanted, where they were struggling, and where they thought I could help. What's really great about this strategy is now I'm in a place where I get on the phone with somebody and they give me their, their information, and I can take direct quotes. They say, Lindsay, I need this, this, and this. And I can go ahead and create that for them. I'm not really guessing anymore. I'm just taking exactly what the people they tell me that they want and helping them figure out how to do it. It's so much easier. It's so much less stressful. And I don't feel like I'm forcing anything to anybody anymore. In fact, when we talk about sales and what a sales process is, it's like I don't even do sales anymore, because when I deliver content like this, people either relate to it or they don't, and they either want to work with me or they don't. There's not really any selling that's involved. So I want to encourage you to not be the know-it-all in your field. No matter how successful you have been in the past, you need to reground yourself, have a clean slate, and let your audience tell you what they want. When you do this, you're going to create more dialogue, more trust, and ultimately more sales with your audience. I'd love to know what you think about this. Leave me a comment below. Have a good one.